Hello everyone, it's Jackie and I'm back today to do a little craft with me. I'm going to fill out the next page in our little junk journals that we made. So the next prompt was collage. I did write a little something around the edge. I like the way that framed the page. To me, that finishes that page off. So I'm just going to go onto this page, and I have done a little bit of pre-planning, and I'm going to do a very simple collage today to show you, I hope, that it doesn't have to be complicated. I've got this little photograph of my mum as a child, and I'm going to use that. I fussy cut some flowers, tulips. She loved tulips. Reaching for the book, and I cut those out of this book. Back in, and then I've just picked up 3 scraps of paper. I have torn them down a little bit to fit on the page. I've got one long thin piece. These are going to go, 3 is always a good number. I've got a little bit of blank tissue. These are vintage book pages, and this is also from a vintage book. It was one of those sheets that covers an illustration in an encyclopedia. So it's got some natural foxing on it. So that's going to go under there. And I wanted something fairly blank that I could write on. And then this piece, I did fiddle with this piece a lot. First it went under, but I think I'm going to glue it over the top like that. So I've got my 3 pieces of book page which are going to be the background. So I'm going to get those glued and then I'll be right back. I'm just using glue stick for that. Okay, so I'm just in the last bit. I managed to put the glue on the wrong side of this piece, so I've had to glue it upside down. But I'm just going with it. Doesn't really bother me. It's a collage. We're not meant to read what's on there. And then this last piece, which I have managed to do the right way up. Just go on there like so. And that's basically all there is to it. I've got a little wrinkle here, I don't mind that. And the way I'm going to balance this page, the tulips are going to go like so. When I'm gluing a fussy cut or something over a collage, it's always quite nice to try and cover the lines. You know where the papers cross? I can't do it exactly, but I can get quite a good approximation there. So it all looks, sort of melds into one, and then this is going at the bottom here. And then I've got room to do a bit of writing if that's my choice. So if you want to stay with me, I will do this on camera. If not, skip a few minutes and we'll do a collage in the other book. Again, I'm using glue stick. Just got a Scotch glue stick. Some scrap paper, like a little old catalogue on the side here, which I use to glue on. And then I can just turn, let me put it in front of you so that you can see. Be easier for me as well. So that's my glue on there. And then next time I want to glue, I can just turn that page. So let's see if we can get this on fairly accurately. It's not too bad. I'm not worried about this overlapping the page. I'm going to cut that off, and I think you'll see when I do that that it, I don't know, it's just a nice effect. There we go. And then we'll put Mom here. I think she probably was, don't know, what do you think, 4 or 5 there? So this would be, this is a copy of a photograph. I think this would have been taken in the, she was born in 31, so this would have been taken in the 1930s. The original, which I have got, or my sister might have got, I'm not sure. One of us have got. And for this I'm using a PVA glue just because it's thicker, it's on card, or glossy photo card. I think now you can probably see that it really doesn't matter that this page is upside down. So I'm going to go away now. I might do the writing. I'm not sure whether I want that to be private or not. Probably not. I'll probably just put dates on there, and I will be back when I've set up the other journal. Okay, so I'm back with a little bit more of this one. I decided it looked a bit bare and that I wanted some shadow around it, so I'm going to show you how I do that. I'm not brilliant at this, but I use this Aquarellable Stabilo. It's water soluble, and the way I do it is just I try and sharpen it to a fairly sharp point, and I just draw a line around my image like this. Not too heavily. This is actually quite dark. I think this is the black one. Stabilo All, some people call them Stabilo All. And then I've just got a small paintbrush and some clear water, and I just draw that out a little bit. Probably a bit much there, but we just do the best we can. Just like that. And then I've gone round the don't really want it on the image, but too late now. So I quite like the way that looks. As I say, I'm not expert at this. You'll see other people do it probably much better. And then I've just used my Permaball, or a pigment liner would do the same job, a waterproof one, just to go around the edge of the page to give it a border. So I've got my writing to do here, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back again. For the other journal, we're going to put a page in this journal for collage. I'm going to approach it in a slightly different way. I've done quite a bit of preparation, because otherwise, I mean, it's probably about 45 minutes since the last little segment, if you like, and I've been faffing around since then. So I've approached it differently, as I say, this time. What I've done is measure my page, and I've cut, I was just using the scraps that I've had on my desk. I finished a journal recently and there were a few scraps left. So I've just gone with the scraps, and I did have a sheet of this chapter 1 paper left. So I cut it to the height of the page and the width, but just a little bit less because we want to leave room for folding. So in my case, that's 4 1/4 inches across, and the depth of the page is 8 1/8. This bit of paper wasn't quite long enough, so I've just glued a strip on the bottom there. I'm sticking with the theme of my mom as a child, just because, why not? And I've cut down another copy of a photograph into a strip this time. I'm not sure why I did that. I did that before I did anything else. Just thought we'll start with a different shape. Because I don't like this white edge, I'm just going to ink round that. just using a distressed ink. I think it's walnut stain, that one, not 100% sure. And I don't like putting anything in the middle, so it's going to go here. And then I just started fiddling about really. I've got a strip of Edith Holden paper. I just had a bigger piece, I just cut it off the back of that one, I think. So that I thought could go down there. And then I had to think about whether I wanted that over, and I had it over for a long time, but actually I like it under. And then it's just a case of seeing what else looks right, really. I had the bottom of a paper bag, little paper bag, that I'd cut off, I think, to make a pocket in the journal. So I've torn some bits. This I wasn't so keen on this area, so thought maybe that could go there. And if I've got it there, I like to put a repeat in, so we could have a strip here. And I think that's quite nice in itself, but I also had another scrap of this paper with some little images on it, to show you where I've cut them out from. There. So I've cut round those, and I just like to, I suppose, take off the corners a little bit. So I thought that could sit at the bottom there. And then again, I want to even things up, if you like, or balance things out, I suppose. And I thought that probably looked quite pretty there. So that's going to be my layout. The other decision I've got to make is whether to do any stitching. I'm quite tempted to stitch round this part of the photograph and maybe around the edge of the page. So I'm going to think on that. I think that's what I'll be doing. I'm going to go away and stick all this down. You sort of have to do it in order, so this will be the first bit that I stick. Then I'll stitch the photograph down and then glue the other pieces on, and then I'll come back. So there's the finished collage in my book. I stuck this piece down first, as I said, and then I did a little bit of glue just to tack the photograph down. I just did 3 rows of zigzag around there. The rest you can see, this piece, then this piece, then the 2 little cutouts. I did stitch around the edge as well, just with a straight stitch, and then I've just glued it into my book, and I actually really like the way that looks. And that is literally just using scraps off my desk, nothing else, nothing really thought through in one sense. This video is fairly quick. I have, I don't know, I've been up here about an hour and a half, I think, altogether, and I had done a bit of it already. So, you know, it's not a quick job, but thank you for joining me. I hope you liked what we've done so far, and we'll be back. Oh, I also meant to show you this. I added this little flower. I remembered later that I'd done some watercolour flowers from the Fodder School lessons, and that yellow one fitted on that page nicely and actually finished it off really well, so there's a little bit extra there. So we'll be back next with music, and I'll see you all then.